We're live.
Hi.
Barely, but we're here. No one else is here yet. I got
So we're here all alone.
popcorn kernels stuck in my teeth.
Yeah, that'll happen.
But we're gonna talk about a global event that's somebody's here. $10 says it's Toots.
Hi.
I could be wrong. He's not always first.
Maybe it's Melissa.
It could be. She was first last time, I think.
But she says hi.
Yeah. Ooh, wow. So the Western media is completely silent on the fact that the Houthis just captured 3 entire brigades of Saudi militia forces. From their own statements, they said there was actual Saudi military, but it was mostly Yemen traders, their militias. Hey, it's Corn Lips, man. Good to see you. See, he was first this time.
Yep.
How's it going, Corn Lips? Oh, awesome.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
he had a PC problem.
Well, that's a problem. Oh, the kitty cat was just going back inside.
But I've been waiting all day for Western media or not media, because BBC and Reuters. And we're doing okay, Corn Lips. We're hanging in there a bit, by a string, but so is everybody else in America. So what else, right? Don't know what the future holds for us, but let's hope we're better off than Saudi Arabia. Because they're getting the shit kicked out of them hard. What was it, like less than 2 weeks ago when the Houthis blew up their oil production facilities to the point Saudi Arabia, an oil exporting nation, is now buying oil from Iraq and begging for Iran to sell them oil because their shit got blown the fuck up. And now just today, the Houthis captured thousands of Saudi Arabian forces, like thousands, like they said 3 brigades. And to put this in perspective, this is the kind of a military loss that ends a nation. Like they're gonna have whoever's running that military needs to go into hiding or something, because they're a fucking failure. I mean, hey man, 7,000. Wow. It's possibly because I was looking up, and a brigade size depends on what the brigade composition is. It can be as little as 1,500 soldiers in a brigade, or as much as 4,500 soldiers. Like if it was an infantry brigade, it would be at the higher end, and if it was more like the kind of job I did, specialized forces, it would be a smaller size. But it's all mixed. So yeah,
lots of people.
A lot. But goddamn cigars never stay lit.
Yeah.
But
it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and Saudi Arabia has said nothing. But the Houthis already came out and said, don't worry, they're taking care of the POWs in accordance with Shia law. But yeah. I mean, the Yemen militias. Yeah, well, it could be. Well, they just said thousands. It could be at the high end 12,000. At the low end, it could be, 3,000 or 4,000. But they said they captured 3 brigades, and so between 3 and 12,000. They probably don't even know how many it is yet, because they probably haven't finished their head counting. Because when you take POWs like that, that's a lot of work.
A lot of accounting.
Yeah. Because you got to separate the officers from the rank and files, and
Got to take everybody's guns.
well, they surrendered, so that's the first part, right? Oh, plug the video game in time. But yeah, I don't know what else but so all day I've been waiting for Western sources, maybe somebody from Saudi Arabia, maybe the DOD, the Pentagon,
Nope.
somebody.
Nothing to see here, folks.
They didn't even say nothing to see here. Yeah, they've said nothing. Oh, we've currently had 500 troops in Saudi Arabia from like a month or two ago or some shit. Where our soldiers are the ones operating their air defense systems during the Aramco attack. That's why they're trying to blame Iran, because they're embarrassed.
There was something else that Trump did that was funny, but I can't remember what it was now.
Oh yeah.
It was like something really hypocritical or something.
Wow. Oh, cool, man. I need to start finding a hobby because I'm going insane.
My daughter, who is a very good artist, draws on a drawing tablet quite a lot. She draws by hand too, but she learned on the drawing tablet pretty early on, so she's really good at it.
Oh wow. Early access. Yeah, screw those damn holidays, man. Ugh. Ugh.
Christmas is whenever you want it to be.
Awesome. Yeah. The other thing Trump did today, this morning, it was hilarious. He tweeted to that CIA pawn, damn Antifa girl, Greta Thunberg or whatever her name is.
Wait, so she's a CIA girl now?
Well, she's brainwashed by her parents, and they're brainwashed by the CIA. So, you know, ipso facto.
Sure.
You know, if you take the parents, you get the children for free. But so Trump's tweet was something like you're a 4. Nobody listens to a 4.
Can I see her later?
Oh gosh. Yes. Somewhere. It's in there.
Yeah.
It's like a wiener and a fat girl. It's in there somewhere.
A green wiener?
Yes. So.
It's okay. I'm in Washington.
So I found the Houthis. So far, I can only find one video of them showing the after operations of the whole attack, where they had what looks like video of a battalion size element of what appeared to be infantry, because it was infantry vehicles. Their neighbors are over there. I don't know.
All the people next door are home, apparently.
But so I'm like trying to figure out what the fuck's going on there. I don't know what's going on in the world, because we live in isolation land.
I know even less about what's going on in the world.
I mean, you know about what everybody else in America knows. Or no, you're way more informed than the rest of America.
As I'm like, my head is spinning, so I can't really think straight. I guess that's what most people are like. They just
Worse.
They just didn't get hit by a truck.
Yeah, they still don't think as well as you do. Just sad, but true.
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
So I don't know what else is going on, but we just like coming out here and chatting and bullshitting. I was gonna do yard work today, and I lost my will to do anything apparently.
Well, tomorrow we're heading back to our trailer, right?
Is that tomorrow?
I think that's tomorrow.
You're probably right. No, I don't know. I'll tell you later.
I don't know either. We're still making it apparently.
for some farming.
It's getting pretty chilly at night now.
Yeah, so if we're using the propane
So
again.
yeah, had to hook up the propane heater, which helps definitely.
Oh yeah, that thing. But just got to make sure we don't set ourselves on fire.
Well, yeah, that would not be fun.
Oh, so we went to the DSHS yesterday, and now in Washington State, if you're blessed enough to have SSI give you a pot to piss in, the state refuses to help you in any other way.
And it's weird because then my grandma was talking to one of her friends who also gets SSI, and apparently DSHS helped her with all kinds of shit that they said they can't help me at all.
I think they
with.
changed since then. I think Washington State is robbing people blind at this. Like they're robbing the taxpayers blind, and then
so they're pretty much like, well, so what that you're homeless? You have SSI, so on your way.
So at Washington State, if you're getting $400 a month, you're obviously capable of paying rent and shit on your own with no help. But so that's a minor setback, and we'll try to do better this coming week. I don't know what we're gonna do. It's like because I kind of sort of take care of you, so it's.
If we had a place to live, you wouldn't have to do that.
Right. But I'm trying.
And there's a place next door that would be available, but we don't have any way of paying for it. So that part sucks.
So, well, maybe if I get some of my benefits reinstated, that maybe the trailer park will work a deal out or something.
I doubt it. From what I hear from the people who own the trailer park, yeah, not so much.
No. What do they want?
They want money.
Well, yeah, but if you have guaranteed,
Oh, hi, Toots.
Yeah, there he is. Man. I don't know. I already said everything.
I don't know how it is you forget what you're talking about so much. I do it like all the time.
I haven't forgotten. It's just that's the whole point, that there's no fucking news. Like the reporters Saudi Arabia hasn't responded to the Houthi statement that they captured 3.
They're like, nope, none of our guys don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, but the Houthis did say that they're moving the POWs to locations to hide them and protect them from Saudi Arabia air attacks. Because that's kind of what these nations try to do, is when their soldiers get captured, they try to blow them up. Well, their officers
because then they can't squeal.
Right, exactly. And if they got brigade level officers, those people have a lot of intel. They know where things are, so
they could totally squeal.
Wow. I couldn't be on the phone that long. Yeah.
So what's today's the 28th?
Yes.
I have to make it through today
and
tomorrow, and then part of the next day.
Something like that, yeah.
Hoping my dabs make it.
Yeah.
And if not, I'll just have to smoke the weed. I got options.
Oh, there's another story that the America's news is trying to hide. And that's that the State Department, I believe it is trying to repaint al-Nusra as moderate rebels. And they're actively trying to open up communications with al-Nusra so they can aid al-Nusra directly.
Wow.
Yeah, they're trying to force the UN into saying al-Nusra is not terrorists.
How can they be terrorists if we're giving them weapons?
Halloween? No, we're going to probably skip that holiday.
I love Halloween. I just don't have the money or resources to play this year.
You know, oh god. So America's trying to gain legal grounds to directly send weapons and shit to Al Nusra. Free chips and candy. There was what other thing? Oh yeah, we now have we're up to 3 nations that are all for Houthis. I like to call them Houthi and the Blowfish. Houthis and the Blowfish.
Okay, you know what I think's funny about the Halloween thing is, okay, so there's this thing now where I guess if you have like, I don't know, it's like a green bucket or a teal bucket or something, then that's supposed to mean like some kind of a food allergy of some kind. I can't remember what it is. But then apparently it's adults that like carry around, I don't know, like pink jack-o'-lantern buckets or something that are like, you know, I don't know, somehow mentally challenged in some way. Apparently that's supposed to be totally cool. So I think it would be hilarious if just normal people just, you know, so no, I have a pink bucket, see.
That's very winter yet in the van. Not up here.
Yeah.
In Arizona.
Well, okay, so when we started out this whole adventure a couple of years ago when we were in the minivan, we started out our adventure in North Dakota. North Dakota.
The border, but yeah.
The border.
It was on the border of North and South Dakota.
Oh, I guess you're right. I guess it was.
Mark Smith.
Heyo.
No, it's way too wet in Florida.
And probably hurricane-y sometimes.
Yeah. We don't have the funds to travel. We have a van that still needs some vehicle repairs. So we're kind of going to be wintering here.
But it's also good for me to be near my grandma, because
we're probably going to stay near your grandma for as long as your grandma's around.
Well, especially if we can get the place next door, that'd be awesome. It is going to be cold.
It's already cold. It'll be more cold.
It'll definitely get colder. It's getting at night down into like the low 40s. So that's pretty chilly.
One of the reasons we went to DSHS yesterday was to try to get help with clothing for her, and they said no help for clothing, even though it's winter.
No clothes for you.
It's winter. You're homeless, but no help with clothing.
Just go freeze your little toes out in the cold there.
So, we have 2 heaters in here. We have an electric one and a propane heater.
They're both on right now, by the way.
Yeah. So yeah, Cody Blue would just go right to sleep.
Well, yeah, he's in front of the heater. He's totally crashed.
So, what was that other? Yeah, I did. Oh yeah, 3 nations. Now, and I don't know if I mentioned this last time we were on, but the U.S. has been using their geographical privilege of actually hosting the UN complex to prevent their fucking adversaries from actually showing up to the United Nations. They're denying visas to several nations to even come to. So the land of free speech is preventing people from speaking in the global theater.
Yep.
Which is Iran, Russia, and obviously, let me see, there was one other nation, but
and obviously that other place.
Obviously, Iran and Russia, and there's another nation.
Didn't you say like India or something? No. Or no, that was something else you were talking about, but I don't remember what it was.
But this new Houthi attack is something they won't be able to cover up and blame on Iran.
I don't know. If they're just Saudi Arabia people, then, they can Pretend like they don't exist.
They're gonna come out and say that Iran invaded Saudi Arabia, captured thousands of Saudi Arabian forces, and handed them over to the Houthis.
Because Iran did it.
Yeah, Iran does everything. Oh gosh.
I like that the sun's coming out.
Yeah.
It was all
Yeah, but
cloudy
it's
earlier.
winter, son. It's not.
It is, yeah.
But 3 nations now: Russia, Iran, and I think Syria are all for relocating the UN to Sochi. And what is that's major. Like the UN's I don't think it's gonna exist as the UN for very long. Because what's going to happen is the Eastern and Western nations are splitting up. They're no longer they're all ending diplomatic ties. Every day you come out where ambassadors are being sent home and
Well, it's crazy town.
Yeah, but we're heading towards World War III, so everybody's severing diplomatic relations. But it sounds like the UN
Is there a ringing sound somewhere? I keep hearing a ringing sound.
There was.
Oh, okay.
But I'm willing to bet the UN pretty much falls apart, and you're going to have some new organization that's going to be the Eastern powers, and whatever nations feel like being a part of the free world are going to move to Sochi, and then the UN by name is going to be just the Western nations. It'll basically just be another mouthpiece of NATO.
Sure.
But I see global international law it's coming apart. It's not going to be a thing for long because we're heading into a war, big war. And to be honest, with Saudi Arabia getting the hell kicked out of them like this, that's going to destabilize the whole region.
Are you saying war is going to come here?
I don't know about that. I think.
See, and that's where it's so much easier for people here to just ignore it because they don't actually see it. They're not.
We're isolated by the 2 oceans. So it's
oceans of justice.
It's just going to be like that. I don't think they're actually going to. I'm actually coming to a conclusion that America mainland probably will not be invaded or attacked. I think they're just going to fucking isolate us, and America is going to be the new North Korea. Oh, I heard about that, Toots. Tuberculosis, yes. So now I don't know what that means. Like, does it kill the tuberculosis when you cook it? I don't know.
That's in the lungs, isn't it?
I don't know. But just in time. Yeah, exactly, Toots. But that's the deer population.
Well, in I think in Wisconsin and I think in other places in the Midwest, they have chronic wasting disease that's killing all the deer.
Oh, yeah.
All of them, but
yeah, that too.
That's been a problem.
I don't. Damn deer coming up coughing on everybody. Why don't we catch some TB deer and release them into the mega churches and the kissing deer? Give them a bunch of MDMA or something and drugged up TB deer.
Pray to God now.
Yeah, there's that. What else is there? I don't know. Oh. And I guess I didn't do any crop reporting lately, but we're in the harvest season. So the U.S. soybean harvest is projected to be at 1 million bushels less than last year. That's major.
Pretty significant.
No, a billion. A billion, not a million. So 1 billion bushels. Because apparently last year we harvested around 4.25 billion bushels of soy, and this year they're projecting it to only be 3-point-something billion bushels. What?
You're reminding me of Dr. Evil. 1 million. That's not very much. Okay, 1 billion.
Yes, that. Uh, yes, and with the trade wars, which caused the farmers to hoard their crops from 2018, and those things got all destroyed in the rains of spring, which also is what's causing the reduced yields, which is causing a shortage. And China went all summer not buying any soybeans from America, which drove the prices of soybeans way down because no one was buying them.
Then they bought the lot.
And then just this month, that's what they actually did, was they bought a lot of them. At the same time, they're now making treaties with Russia to buy their soybeans from Russia. Not that Russia grows very many soybeans, but I don't think they eat very
They're trying
much.
to corner the market, I guess.
I guess. Yeah, so there's that. So our food supply is totally being fucked over, both from nature and from retarded president in person.
Yes.
And that's just the soy. I don't know about the corn, but the corn was hit worse than the soy, I think, because soy gets planted later. But, that's not good news, people. I really don't know if our dairy industry is going to have enough animal feed to get them through the winter. If China's buying all of the foods that we do have. I mean, we're already seeing shortages, but no one's talking about that. Like, what was it? Canned peas that ran out in Walmart or something. And then Australia is importing wheat because of their drought. And Subway in Australia ran out of tomatoes last summer.
Wow.
Yeah. What else? I'm not sure what else.
But there's things.
There's things. Crud. Oh yeah. We worry too much about stuff. Yeah, well, try being homeless. You'll worry about it all.
Well, and when you're homeless, it always kind of seems like the world's about to crash.
Oh yeah, and Trump sanctioned Costco. And I didn't know this until yesterday because it was in the news. Of course, my news sources. I have real news sources.
In Lou's news.
The Lou's news. Costco owns like over 5% of the global super tanker, and Trump just sanctioned Costco. So the prices for they're gonna starve to death. But
well, they'll start eating each other.
The cost for a super tanker, what do you call it? Hiring super tankers now. Their prices for super tankers went up 20% overnight because Trump sanctioned them, and all the shipping companies for oil had to cancel all their contracts with the Costco shipping super tankers, and the entire global energy system is fucking in shambles now because of Trump's sanctions.
Because he's all, you get sanctioned and you get sanctioned.
Pretty much. Now he's sanctioning American grocery stores.
And tariffs for all.
Yeah. But so global energy system is now in complete disarray. One, because Saudi Arabia is getting their shit all blown up, and two, because of Trump's sanctions on the global energy market. It's insane. Like, and you know who benefits from it all? American rich people.
Yep.
The people, because America is now, I think,
That's who always benefits on shit.
Yeah. They're America's one of the world's largest oil exporters now. So we're going around trashing everybody else's fucking oil stuff, and so it raises the global price of oil, and American oil owners are getting filthy fucking rich out of it. Oil prices going up everywhere. It's going to be going up, apparently.
Well, and gas prices are actually slightly lower right now than they were.
Well, because they're
before.
only domestically.
Mm.
Because we're the world's largest producer
Oh, sure.
of the oils now. So, yeah. So the entire energy market's being destabilized. Here's another thing Trump sanctions have done. It's destroying Silicon Valley companies. So America is actually one of the world's leaders in producing microchips and other high-end electronic components. And sympathize. I'm a homeless Iraq veteran. I have no love for a country that shits all over me and the people I care about. It's like when America starts taking care of their own people, maybe I'll fucking have a little love for America again. But until Americans stand up to their government and start taking care of their own fucking people, and there's not hordes of homeless people destroying our cities anymore, and we actually provide services and jobs for people, then you got to actually earn respect to be respected. You don't get to go out there and demand respect and pretend you're a good guy because you say you're the good guy while you're doing nothing but war crimes and brutalizing your own people. It's a simple fact. America treats their homeless worse than refugees in an ISIS refugee camp in Syria. Mm-hmm. It's actually official. The fucking refugees in Syria, the ISIS refugee camps up there in Idlib and stuff, those refugees, they have more services than American homeless people. They're actually better treated. So when America steps up and starts doing instead of just talking, yeah, then they can get some respect. If I had any means, like, to leave this country and go to another country, I would. Because in another country, I could get a job, I have skills, I wouldn't be shit on every day. Because that's what America does, is nothing but fucking tell me I'm a fake soldier, tell me I'm lying about my service, and all kinds of fucking bullshit. I get nothing but shit on by the American people. Well, yeah, we have to get some passports, but it's really cold up there. We could make it, I guess.
Really?
Yeah. Right now we're doing grandma's helping us out, but we're trying to help out grandmas too. We want to be nearby. So plus my kid's going off to college soon, and I'd like to be around for that in case. And who knows, Who knows? Who knows what the future.
You were just saying you'd totally leave this country.
Oh, I'd want her to leave too. Because young people have opportunity no matter where they go in the world.
That's probably true.
How am I sure? Well, you see, I'm a weapons expert, and considering we're in a world war, many militaries in the world would be happy to employ somebody with my skill and expertise to train their soldiers how to be better gunners. I could get a job in a heartbeat anywhere else besides America.
I'm not sure that any...
Besides Russia, because
I'm not sure that any place would be a place that I could...
Well, no, you're completely disabled. Besides, like Russia, they already have their own super trainings. They're like the best soldiers in the world, so I wouldn't have much use there. But like in any third world country that's getting shit on by the Western civilization, yeah, they'd love to have me training them.
Okay.
Right. Well, I've watched them. Their soldiers don't know what they're doing when it comes to machine guns, and they really need way more training. They're very unprofessional skills they got out there.
Sure.
I mean, just as an example, I think that I would never work for the French. That's part of NATO. All right.
fucking French.
But no, the French are the ones that are fucking sending the chemists to Syria to do all the fucking chemical attacks.
Hmm.
The French jihadis, which is directly funded by the French government, the French are actually in Syria right now, preventing Syrians from going back to their own country. They're creating the refugee crisis. You know, I won't work for evil, so there's that.
Beret wearing surrender monkeys.
Cheese eating. They all wear berets now for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, if you look at the videos of like all the combat footage of all the the combat stuff out there, you can see the rank and file, they don't have a lot of proficiency with their weapons. Like one thing you'll notice is, well, if you know what to look, if you know anything about machine guns, is they always rest their barrels on a wall or something. It's really nice, good Honduras. Yeah, that would, you know, I don't know. Like I said, if we had the means to make it someplace, we would be. But the other part of that is you got to learn the language. That's why we're all raised no serious funding is put into second languages in the American education system. It's a handicap where our government intentionally handicaps us linguistically.
Well, I think at one time it was a little, I mean, like when I was in high school, a lot of people I went to school with were studying other languages.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't, because I don't know why.
We were done wrong.
Oh, because I was convinced that I wasn't college material, so I just decided.
Oh, yeah.
Why.
It's totally tropical. Yeah. No, isn't Honduras like the murder capital of the world or something like that?
I think Costa Rica sounds pretty nice, but you know.
Yeah.
It's not like I can really get a job anywhere, so.
Yeah, the barrel. If you set your machine gun barrel on an object, you see machine guns usually have a bipod on the receiver, and so you're not. Your barrel can't be sitting on objects while you're firing it for a couple of reasons. One is because they get hot and then they tend to warp. So if you have your barrel sitting on an object, you're one, preventing it from cooling off properly, and you're creating a hot spot on it, which is gonna warp your barrel, and then it won't be accurate no more. And secondly,
so you want to put it down on a cooling rack.
No, you use the bipod. But secondly, your machine gun rate of fire on some machine guns, like the 50 cal, your barrel actually moves, and you're not going to have a good aim if you're resting your barrel on something, because it's going to bounce all over the place. The other thing is, what did we lose?
I don't know.
We're still here, right? I'm pretty sure we're still here. But and the other thing is a mark of soldiers that weren't properly trained on their machine guns is that fire control. When you're firing machine guns, you have to do a good 5 to 7 round burst. Oh wow, I don't know, man. Sometimes it says we're still here when we're really not, because fucking
we never know.
Fucking YouTube lies, man. So if you're watching combat footage and you hear this long chain of fucking machine guns going off to where they're just holding the trigger down and spraying bullets everywhere,
spray and pray,
that's the wrong way to operate a machine gun. That's also what overheats your barrel and causes it to seize up, or your machine gun to seize up, and parts melt, and then you don't have a machine gun no more. So that's what I mean. This is just, basic, tools of the trade. This is how you use machine guns. But apparently, a lot of the people don't know how to fire properly. But when you're in times of war and you're recruiting militias, you don't have a lot of time to give them the proper training. Apparently, it's kind of like the World War II movie. Of Civil War, I think it was. No, Stalingrad, because they were surrounded by the Nazis.
Mm.
And they would round up the civilians for conscription, and they'd have one guy the rifle, and then the second guy, they'd just give him bullets, and they'd be like you shoot. You, when he dies, you pick up a weapon and shoot. So, because they didn't, that's, a guy's shoulder. Yeah, I'm sure his ears will love that. but that's just, marksmanship stuff, I guess. Is it called marksmanship when you're talking about machine guns?
I thought that had to do with like when you're shooting at a target.
Well, you do shoot at targets with machine guns, trucks precisely, or large groups of soldiers. They're area effect weapons.
Right.
Like that. What else was there? But yeah, definitely keep your eyes on the news for this whole Yemen, Saudi Arabia thing, because losing 3 brigades, that's the kind of defeat that would that ends a nation. That ends a fucking nation when you lose that much in a single battle. And when you have your fuel supplies halved, so now they can't even fuel their military, and now they're losing their military as POWs.
And they're all, no, we're fine. We're totally fine.
But that's why I think there's total silence in the Western media, because the government, both Saudi Arabia, America, and whoever else, they're in shock. They're paralyzed, and they don't know what to do. And the only way they can save Saudi Arabia now is if they send actual NATO forces in. Because if they don't, Saudi Arabia is going to cease to be a country soon, which I'm all for.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be kind of awesome to see a nation so evil fall.
Yep.
But it was today. Yeah, no, it happened today. Apparently, it was a 72-hour operation that they just concluded. And
did it happen? Did it happen?
Well, what
tomorrow?
have happened yesterday? Tomorrow.
Oh.
It happened a day in the future. Yeah, no, BBC and Routers both. BBC and Routers have already regurgitated the Houthi press release. But if you go look on Twitter and search Yemen, you'll find the reports of it. But only from the Houthis. And I mean, I'm only talking about Western media, but of course, Russian media and Lebanon media have reported on it. But Saudi Arabia hasn't responded yet. Their nation's in complete disarray at this point, I would believe. I mean, this is the second major defeat they've had in less than 2 weeks. It's huge. This is huge. This is a shit that topples nations, man. I'm kind of like, why isn't anybody's? I'd be like, if we lived in a free nation, our reporters would be in Saudi Arabia, man. Like, what do you have to say about all this shit? Or they would have been interviewing the Houthis and wanting to get actual video footage of the actual POWs and interviewing POWs. You'd want the Red Cross or Red Crescent or whatever to be in there collecting names, because that's what those agencies are for. is Hunter Biden. Oh my gosh. I know, and American media is like nonstop talking about the stupid primaries. I mean, it's all fake election bullshit, anyways.
And this whole Bernie the rich guy and all these other rich guys that are like, vote for me, I'm totally on your side.
And they're just there to get people excited so they can do the old bait and switch to make it look like it's a real election. But they're paid fall guys. Warren and Bernie will never be anything. The same goes for Tulsi and whatever.
And so, like, the Democratic Party will be all, oh, look at that. It looks like Hillary's going to be our nominee.
Well, last week they floated the story that Hillary was going to be Warren's running mate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, okay, if that were the case, I would think Warren would be totally scared that she's going to be offed real quick.
I did not hear about the whole Biden thing, the rental car. What happened to the rental car? Did it have dead hookers in the trunk? Yeah, it's going to be Biden's obviously going to win the primary because that's how the DNC operates. And the only way it cannot be Biden is if like video evidence comes out where he's titty fucking a 12-year-old or some shit like that. And
which, you know, there could be, who knows?
Well, yeah. YouTube totally scrubbed the videos where he was fondling that girl's non-boobs because she didn't even have boobs yet. In the White House. He was filling up like a 12-year-old in the White House.
Well, okay, everybody knows, you know, in the White House, it's kind of a free-for-all for grabbing chicks and getting blowjobs and stuff.
Apparently. He was to the wrong location at the crack pipe. With this ID, with a note that says, hey, I lost my crack pipe. I believe that because Biden, yeah, it strikes me as the person like that.
I thought it was funny when I saw it was some headline or something that said that Trump was going to have Pence impeached. Didn't we see that on?
You saw that today on Reddit.
Was that? No, it wasn't Reddit. Wasn't that on something else?
I'm pretty sure it was on Reddit. No, you just said you saw it. Yeah, I think it was on Reddit. Maybe.
No, I was looking at Reddit before, but that wasn't from Reddit. I don't remember where it was from, but I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, here's other news that people might not. Hey, Sam, by the way.
Hi.
People might not know about. Russia's economy, government is operating in the black. They're actually banking, putting several $1 billion of assets in storing up every year now. And they're actually at a surplus. Their government's at a surplus. But and Iran's economy is in the black too. Here in Western media, they're talking about how all these sanctions are crushing their economy. Mm-hmm. It's slowed them down, but they're still in positive growth. Oh, and about the whole sanctions on China. Silicon Valley is toast because of the Trump sanctions. The Hui has already rolled out their new OS, because of Trump. Google stopped licensing Hui's to use the Android OS, so Hui developed their own OS for their phones. So now their phones have an independent OS, and this year they just went farther and they've replaced they have substitutes for all of the Google apps and everything. So now Microsoft, Google, and all of them have lost the entire Chinese market.
Wow.
Yeah. From a colon cleansing company. Oh my gosh. elected a new president for Venezuela. I know. They didn't even elect it. They just came out and said, that's the president.
Yeah, that guy won, apparently.
He wasn't even on the ballot.
I know.
Yeah.
He won in the secret ballots.
The secret American ballot. Oh, man. Yeah. We're definitely a sinking ship here, folks. That's for damn sure. Like, our nation is in worse condition than like the Great Depression, and everybody's going around pretending we're the greatest thing since sliced bread. Like, it's worse because at least during the Great Depression, everybody was talking about how bad things were and making it better.
What you doing, Murphy boy?
Gaddafi, his clothing options were terrible. You know, they never found his money. Yeah, they never found his money. And then whatever warlord had his son held prisoner for so long, and they released him a couple years ago. So Gaddafi's kid is out there with Gaddafi's billions of dollars somewhere. Never heard anything from them since he got released. But he's out there somewhere.
Spending it up.
Yep, that too, Sam. You got it. And they're also going to try to do it again because on Friday, Pompeo was out there accusing Syria of doing a chlorine attack from somewhere, May something or another. But I've been following this fucking Syria stuff for a little over a year now, I think.
However long it's been a thing.
And there was no Latakia chlorine attack. It didn't actually happen. So they're actually accusing Syria of something that never actually happened. And their sources is ISIS. Let me see. I need to fiance with a girl that converted to Islam. What the fuck? No, did not see that. 90-Day Fiance. Nope, did not see that show. Well, we don't see many shows.
Yeah, there's very little shows we watch
I just read the news from my news sources, and then I screw around on Twitter, and that's about it. I used to watch a lot of things on YouTube, but I can't find live streams on YouTube, and the people that do live streaming anymore are the stay on topic folks. So you go into a chat room and you try talking about any adult conversation.
Stay on topic.
Yeah, exactly. Just like that. I'm probably the most heavily banned person on YouTube.
Probably.
Bitcoin. I don't think about it because I don't have money, so it's irrelevant in my life.
It's all
if you'd gotten into it at the ground floor where you could have spent $5 and gotten whatever and it would have been worth a lot, then, well, not $5, but like if you'd gotten out of the ground floor, you could have invested like $1,000 or some shit and you would have been a millionaire. But other countries, I think even maybe it might be Iran or China, I'm not sure, are creating their own national cryptocurrency, which is what Bitcoin is. But I really don't think about it because I don't have money, and I'm not like, I wish I had money to buy silver coins or something, because at the rate things are going, the dollar ain't going to be worth shit soon.
Gotta buy gold.
No, gold's too expensive. Russia's been buying all the gold anyways.
We'll go mine the gold. I'm sure it's still in there somewhere.
Oh, Venezuela says. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. What's with our country going around telling everybody they're dictators? America accuses every democratically elected government of being an evil dictator in the world today, if you've noticed that. Unless it's a Western style fake democracy.
Sure.
I'll admit there is one thing I don't know much about, and that's the whole fucking India-Pakistan war that's about ready to get real fucking ugly. I don't pay attention to it because it's like just a huge, massive populations, and
I do say it's time.
you're doing the thing again.
I'm gonna do the thing.
Oh well,
I'll just be over here
she's gonna be back
doing
there
the thing.
doing a thing.
Oh, he's a good boy.
But yeah, I don't think cryptocurrencies is something you want to rely on because with the World War III thing happening, Kashmir, that's the word I was looking for. Oh, water rights. Yeah, because those peoples are running out of water big time. Like, I think they almost ran out of water this summer. Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. So people are fighting over water again, or currently, I guess you'd say. Makes sense. Yeah, because both those nations have what? Over 1 billion people each or some crazy shit like that. Doesn't it? India has over 1 billion,
Yep.
and Pakistan's not far behind.
I don't know what Pakistan has.
No, I think
Probably
they're
right.
huge too. Ah, I see. Well, that makes total sense because they're both running out of water. So, what do humans do? They don't, they don't worry about the root problem. Is be like, hey, we need some birth control because we're running out of water. They're just going to go to war until enough people die until there's not a water shortage anymore.
Well, it's the opposite of birth control, I guess, is
Death
killing them
control.
after they're born.
It's in the human DNA, when oh wait, you're braising the pipes. There's the kitty cat over there. Hello, meow meow. The kitty cat's looking at me. But it's like humans, like when there's plenty of resources, humans get all lofty and act like they're all ethical and shit. But there's fundamentally no difference between, say, the people of France and the people of India and Pakistan. The only difference is they're running out of resources, so they're going to fight over it. And that's how humans behave. That's just how it is. It's like this whole oil thing is about control. There's no oil shortage anywhere. There's actually massive surpluses of oil supplies. But the war with the oil is over control. And I read a good article about it yesterday, that the reason it's important is because unlike coal took a lot of people, miners and stuff, to get the coal out of the ground. With oil, it takes very few people to get the oil out of the ground. So you're not going to have any massive worker uprisings because you can just fire them and get new people. So it's a control thing, and they're using, and that is allowed all the rich people to consolidate power all over the world. And the wars we're seeing now is effectively the war between the rich peoples trying to control the flow of oil. There's no shortage of it. It's just they're fighting over the control of it. What do you think about the future of the USA? I think the USA is in some deep fucking shit. I think we're going to be the new North Korea. That's what I think about that. I think the world's going to isolate us and quarantine us, and then they're going to ignore us and walk away for a couple of decades.
Pretty kinky.
That's what I think is going to happen. I mean, I just learned this year that America, you know how you have all the fucking right wingers and left wingers talking about how Hillary and Obama or whatever sold the uranium to Russia. America always sells their uranium to Russia because America is incapable of refining their own weapons grade uranium. Yeah. When all the people realize from both sides that they're being lied to and they're all just useful slaves of the rich.
Okay, so imagine if we are treated like North Korea all of a sudden. That would kind of bring on like a post-apocalyptic thing here if all of a sudden we're just kind of, cut off from everything else. Yeah, that'd be fun.
I mean, the problem is that I think it's going to have to be the world's. They're trying. Basically, the rest of the world hasn't isolated us as yet. Excuse me, because America feeds a large portion of the world's population. Our farmland feeds the world.
Well, did before this year.
It still is, even with as bad as the crop season is. We still feed the world. But all these other nations, they like one of Iran's policies, they're becoming food independent. Russia is now a food exporter. Iran is food independent. They're energy independent, they're food independent, and Iran is actually now one of only 4 nations on the planet that has the technological capabilities of producing long-range anti-air defense systems domestically. So Iran just joined the superpowers of the world of Russia. It's Russia, China, America, and now Iran. Iran's the 4th most powerful nation on this planet. Iran has better military capabilities and industry than England and all of Europe. They're that powerful now. They make their own helicopters, they make their own fighter planes, they grow their own food, all that. What do you mean by just now? Like today now? Oh, weeks ago. Well, yeah, I knew that. It was the MQ. Oh God, stupid fucking nomenclatures. The Global Hawk drone was a prototype of the Navy that was actually worth $200 million. The one that Trump did nothing about and lied and did a fake cyber.
Totally jammed their signal, man.
Oh yeah. It says we're still unstable.
We're back, I guess.
Hey, go today. So the loss, the soybean crops this year, the 1 billion bushels is, I said 1 million bushels.
1 billion.
Or was it 1 million?
Now you're gonna go back and forth on whether it was a million or a billion.
No, it was billion. It's the 1 billion. Soybeans are currently worth a little over $9 a bushel. So over a billion bushel loss, that's a 10 billion hit to our economy. That's puts that in perspective. And no one in mainstream American media is saying anything about how, because it's in the total U.S. economy, it might not be that much. But yeah, we lost $10 billion of our economy from our food industry, food production. That's just from soybeans. That's not counting the corn and any other crops, sorghums and all that. What? Oh, digital. Oh, no, we haven't tried that yet. Yeah, I guess you got, yeah, monopoly money and all.
Sure.
But that's farms, 10 billion of lost trade. That's our farmers going bankrupt and losing their farms. So it might not be important to the rich people, but to our actual farmers, it's a very big deal. And that's just the actual losses from the soybeans itself. You got to understand that ripples through the entire economy. The tractors, the fertilizer, the seed cells, the silos, that affects the entire, and way more industries than just the farmers. So the entire system there is taking a hit. So it might not be a lot of money on the books, but it's a big deal. I mean, there's certain things you need to be a nation. One is food. You need food and soldiers. If you don't have food and soldiers, you don't have a nation. We'll play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And as I've mentioned before, the U.S. doesn't have any strategic grain reserves, so we only have what we have from one year to the next. Which is stupid. You might as well just take your dick out, throw it on the ground, and go ahead and stomp on it. Because that's what America's doing.
How do you stomp on your own dick?
Well, some people might have to lean down a little bit. Yeah. That is major. And then, I don't know. I try to tell people this is serious stuff, but everybody's like, things are fine. It's fine. And they think we have like all this surplus of stuff, but our surpluses are running low. I chip my dick all the time. Like, okay, so let's just say I'm wrong and the whole famine thing doesn't hit us this year because we have a bunch of surpluses saved up from last year. Let's just say that's the way it is. Well, what if this new weather, the new climate we're seeing, what if this is the new norm? What if every spring is going to rain the same way it rained this spring? What if that's the norm?
Well, and then so apparently in California, there's a lot of places that you just can't get fire insurance.
Yeah.
In places that are almost surely going to have fire.
Well, if California's like that, what do you want to bet that in the Midwest you can't get flood insurance?
Probably so.
They might be able to insure their crops they can insure their crops because that's backed by the U.S. government.
What's the matter? What you doing?
But what if their actual homes and machinery is not insured because they don't offer it? So, like, how many years in a row do our crops have to get flooded out before we're in actual famine? And we could be wrong. What if it was just, that's what everybody in America is betting on, that it was just a bad year of rain and that it's not going to happen next year. But what if it's the new normal? And what if that could totally end U.S. corn as a crop. It'd be gone. We could see in our lifetimes the end of corn as a major crop as far as American farms go.
Well, it won't become in a year or two. It'll take much longer than that.
A few pistachio nuts. Well, Toots has that right. Yeah, what do you think all that stupid impeachment crap is all about? It's not real. And remember, it's the same clown car. The left and the right politicians don't actually hate each other. It's all an act. If you want to know what the U.S. political system is really like, go to any courtroom in America and watch how the lawyers talk before and after the cases. Well, that's how your politicians are. They put on the big show on TV about, shaking a fist at each other and making these grand political statements. But as soon as the lights are turned off, they're giving each other hand jobs. Yeah. Oh, new person, Allie. Hi there, Allie Raza.
Hi.
It's short and sweet. The Houthis captured 3 brigades of Saudi Arabian forces today, or yesterday at this point, I guess. Yeah, thousands. So yeah, thanks guys, you're awesome. Denver Trump thing. It's a Trump versus non-Trump thing. Yeah, but that's only the peons. And okay, when the government doesn't like a president, they shoot him in the face. All right. When the government doesn't like the president, they either JFK him or Nixon them. All right. That's how the American government functions.
Wait, where does that put Abraham Lincoln?
Well, he was the original person that they didn't
He
like.
was the original JFK.
He was Abraham Lincoln was probably the first victim of the CIA. They time traveled.
Or it was the CIA.
They time traveled just to kill him. They said, fuck this motherfucker. Gangly ass motherfucker. Yeah, kind of, basically. I have no idea of it. You see what I'm saying, though? And in Americans, they always think it's Sunni versus Shia, but it's not. There's Sunni and Shia in every Muslim nation. It's like, and that's just like the two big ones. There's like all kinds of other religious leaders that people follow there too. And, you know.
Hey, Murph, you want to go in?
Oh, is it time?
I don't know. He's just kind of squeaking back there.
And from what I'm gathering from the people I talk to online, when you're in the actual Middle East, like say Iran, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, stuff like that. Oh, Sam's going good night.
Bye.
I don't know. We were seeing what the dog was thinking back there. It's not about religion at all. Syria is effectively a secular nation. They have many religions in Syria. Some that I've never even heard of before.
Where are we based?
Oh, yes, USA. Oh, Washington State. Not DC, but the state. But it's about your nationality or your ethnic background, and the religion never has much to do about it. You basically you have Turks, you have Persians, and you have Arabs, and you have Kurds, and that's how they see themselves. That's how they talk about themselves when I'm looking at the geopolitical stuff, and they never talk about it being Muslim. It's, you know.
Oh, see, from the UK.
Oh, right, okay. I should have guessed. I'm couch based. But yeah, it's, except for Iran, that's obviously Muslim. Saudi Arabia, they're all Muslim, but there's different. It's just like Christianity. There's different kinds of Christianity. It's just like atheism. There's different kinds of atheists. Like, we're the subset of pirate atheists because we really don't care about atheism.
I'm really more of a nothingist.
Yeah.
It's atheism is just, it's beyond what is nothing.
Oh yeah, I wait. Tell us about the LGBTQ. I don't know nothing about that. I do know that apparently, it's like illegal to be gay in Iran. So like, as long as you keep it to yourself, I think they really don't care. But what they do is when they capture pedophile rapists, they like to have make a good joke on people, so they convict them of being gay. What's he doing?
He's still squeaking.
He's staring at us. Hi, Murphy.
What you doing, buddy?
Murphy. That's Murphy back there. With Iran and USA. I think Iran is just waiting and hoping America does something stupid so they can frog stomp them.
It's pretty much just a matter of time.
Here's what I think. When you have a whole bunch of people out there saying they don't want a war, they mean they really want a war. So that's what I think.
Probably.
But yeah. What I think is Iran has checkmated America military-wise, and America's afraid to attack because Iran has a way better military. Did you know Iran?
So far away.
Yes. I guess you're supposed to pronounce it Iran or something like that, but I'm American, so I get to act like a dumb American sometimes. Iran's new long-range air defense missiles is basically the Patriot system running Russian software. They made their own. It's a new system.
Black as seagulls.
Yes. I don't know what else to say. I think we're pretty much covered it all. We've done an hour or more than an hour, actually. So I think we have to. Oh, it's 5:30. We should go cook dinner.
I guess we should, huh?
Yeah. So I'd like to say, I guess I'm going to kick these sinus ass. I'll agree there. Yeah. Oh, we're making what you're making.
Making
Ramen and veggies.
something like that.
And
Well, no, and there's going to be some kind of
fish
something. I don't know. We're figuring something
I'll bake
out.
the fish if you make the noodle stuff.
Okay.
Sound cool?
Sure.
So we're going to go make some food. See you guys next
Bye.
time. There was a lot of people.